This is the Zoll AED 3. Now this particular one here is a trainer unit, but the trainer unit is designed exactly the same way as the real unit. So we're going to have a look at some of the features on it. On the front you've got the on-off button, so as soon as you get to the emergency you just turn the button on. Down here is the child settings, so it's automatic changes internally between child and adults. And this button here is the shock. Front bit here is the speaker because it's giving audio commands, and this here is the main display that tells you what's going on. Across the top here, this is because it's a trainer, you've got a pause button and you can change features on it up here as well. Handles at the top. On the back you've got the pads. Now this is a training unit, so the pads are in this plastic bag. On here also you've got a USB port so you can take data off. It's a nice easy way that once you've used the real unit you can take the data straight off the unit. As a training unit, this is how you would then program the unit if there's any guideline changes going down, if they change the way AEDs are supposed to work. You can change it there. On panel here is the battery pack. This is a trainer unit, so this is taking standard D-cell batteries, but other unit we'd have a proper battery pack in there. The real live unit would have pads in here, and then they have the pads with the expiry date printed on them, which you need to monitor and keep a check of. So we just take these out and have a quick look at the pads to start with. Now the pads on these are quite different from a lot of other units because they have this sensor on them. So this is the bit that goes on the chest, and this is the sensor that goes in on the main chest. So what you can do with them is you can, depends on the size of the patient, you can leave it on and just rip that off. Now that sensor is how the unit is going to detect how you're doing CPR. So as you're pushing down on the chest, it can detect the speed, so it can tell you if you're going too fast or too slow or too deep or too shallow. So it's quite a clever idea there. The other pad is just the pad that goes underneath the arm, and these work with other pads on the market where you can literally just take the pad and peel it off and apply it straight onto the skin. So this one is, remember, a training unit, so it looks slightly different. The normal pads would look basically the same. It's a very similar types of setup for the pads. With this unit here, we can turn it on. So we push the button, turn the unit on, comes up in the display.
Unit okay. Stay calm.
So what it's doing is it's just running through the patient. So it's telling someone exactly what they need to do.
Open the airway.
So it's telling you to open the airway, stay calm,
check
like
breathing.
That. Checking breathing. It's giving you time
Adult
to do the breathing.
If the patient
Down here,
is a child,
we can change
press the child
this button. You see, we just push that
child
to...
patient selected. Remove the pad package.
To put that back to
adult
adult.
patient selected.
So it's very clear when it's into child mode because that button's lit up.
Child
so you can't
patient selected.
Accidentally put the wrong one.
Remove the child shirt.
As you see here, the display
if needed.
is telling you to expose the chest. If I switch that back to adult,
adult patient
it has
selected.
a picture of the adult
or
side.
tear clothing to expose the patient's bare chest.
Let's hit this button here, which just pause the unit because it's a trainer unit. I can do it. So it will tell you from visual displays here exactly where to put the pads on. It gives you all the information you like to need. So it's a very visual unit, this one. It's different from a lot of the others on the market. It's clear colour display so that anyone can use it. The idea with these units is to try and have an AED that anyone can just pick up and use. And with this type of display, this works quite well. So the unit itself is quite good. It's been around for a few years now, very well tested. It's a strong unit, and I say if you're using it as a training unit, you also get some other advantages of being able to train with this unit.